So I chose Evergreen Retirement Community and Pride Therapy Living Campus. These are two companies that have a wide range of continuing living options, such as assisted living facilities, retirement communities, long term care facilities, and skilled nursing facilities as well. So, throughout the research of the employee handbook, I focused on three main aspects regarding the safety procedures. One of them is emergency plans that have to do with fire. On the Evergreen Retirement Community, it didn't really have a detailed emergency plan spelled out. It just basically mentioned that employees should know where the fire exits and the fire extinguishers are located. However, on the Pride TLC, they had a very thorough plan spelled out. So, for example, they mentioned that in case of emergencies, these are the steps to follow, and they included removing the residents from the fire areas, um, pulling the alarm system, closing the doors to contain the fire, and then the fourth one is either using the fire extinguisher or evacuating the areas. So, as you can see, this is a little bit more detailed whenever it comes to fire, like an emergency plan in case of a fire. And the next one was safety. Now, for the Evergreen Retirement Community, I think that this was a little bit more kind of like focused on the employee rather than the facility. So, what I mean by that is they mentioned aspects such as making sure that the employee uses the proper lifting techniques, making sure that the employee uses a proper protective equipment. It also mentioned that they should be using the ergonomics equipment and technology that Evergreen provides them. So that kind of lets me know that they're doing a little bit more, they're more intentional about providing the employee with equipment for them to be a little bit more safer and for them to have proper biomechanics during work. It also mentioned that in case of an injury, that even if it's the minimalist injury, they should still make sure that they tell the supervisor or the HR, and they should not try to cure or treat their own injury, even if it's a little cut, if they are not first aid trained. So, as you can see, it's a little bit more pertaining to the employee rather than the facility, whereas the Pride TLC was a little bit more focused on the patient and facility rather than the employee. So, for example, it mentioned things such as if you're using an oxygen tank, make sure that you put a sign up that says oxygen in use, and that it should not be around flammable items. And then it also mentioned that the patient's floor should be free of clutter, and that if they cause a spill or if they even find a spill, that they are responsible for cleaning it up. So let me just make sure I'm not missing anything. Making sure that they don't stand on any step stools or ladders in case, they trip and fall. And then also make sure that if there's any unsafe conditions to report to the supervisor. Now the third topic is related to security. So this one, they both had kind of like the same ideas. So for the security, they both mentioned that all of the personal items should be locked away in a locker, or in a filing cabinet, or the door should be locked if they have their office. So, and it also mentioned not to bring like large sums of money, and that they should report if any stolen keys or badges are lost or stolen. And they also mentioned that they have the free will of inspecting anything, whether it's their car, if it's on the premise, or if it's in their locker or anything like that. And that they have video surveillance as well. Thank you.